Hello, welcome to the Scarlet and Rage podcast. I am Michael, the voice of reason, and soon I believe we will be joined by Jay, the voice of rage. And boy, was he raging tonight throughout the game. In fact, my day started this morning with a phone call from Rage, and he asked me to talk him off the ledge. He said, Michael, talk me off the ledge. I don't think we're going to win this game. And I told him, I said, I think we're going to win this game. And he said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we're going to win it. He said, I just got a bad feeling about this game. So I feel okay about this game. I don't feel great about this game. I feel about the same before this game as I felt when we played the first UT. That's about how I felt. And that was like kind of, I think we can win. I think we'll win. It worked out the first time. So I felt, pretty good it would work out this time. Uh-oh, Slip and Skippy gave me a Sark comparison there. Oh boy. Well, I better get if I'm looking like Sark, I better get my Buckeye stuff out, because I can guarantee you Sark is not wearing this tonight. Sark is very unhappy on a flight or a drive, whatever it may be, back to Austin, Texas, once again coming up short of really winning the big game. What a matchup that you've got Ryan Day versus Sark. Two guys that historically have struggled to win the big game. But this is about as big as it gets, except, of course, for next week, the national championship game. But this is about as big as it gets, and one of them's got to win. So one of these guys is walking away as the guy that finally really got over the hump and won the big one. And that guy was Ryan Day. Now, I have been extremely hard on Ryan Day, but it seems that I have potentially been proved wrong. I don't see this team being stopped. I don't see that meager offense coming out of South Bend, Indiana, being able to put up enough points. I don't see that defense stopping this team. I see this being a repeat of the Troy Smith year against Notre Dame, except worse. That's what I see, because Marcus Freeman's probably going to play a lot of man-to-man. And if you play man-to-man against Ohio State, you're going to get smoked. The reason that Texas stayed in it the way that they did is because they absolutely committed that they were not going to get beat over top. I mean, they were running too high, or Tampa 2, or I don't know exactly what version of cover 2. I wasn't paying that close of attention, but they had those two safeties back all game. And what they did in the first half is just like Michigan did. They baited us into running a lot of times, probably when we shouldn't run, because theoretically you should be able to run when you've got the two high safeties. We can't run when you have two high safeties. We can't run the ball. We cannot run the ball to open up the pass. We are not built that way with the offensive line going down the way that it did. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen against Michigan. It wasn't happening in the first half against Texas. The only thing that worked in that first half there at the end, obviously, was that gift, that you've got just a few seconds left in the half. And any reasonable defensive coordinator is going to be playing back and keeping it in front. Well, what does Texas do? They bring pressure. And thank God Chip Kelly throws a screen to one of the most electric players in college football. And there's the difference in the game. So that defensive coordinator was overly aggressive, and it lost them the football game because it allowed our superior athletes to get in space. A lot of the rest of the game, they tried to force us into more of that Michigan plan. And we did better than we did against Michigan. We did find the holes in that zone. And Chip Kelly was trying to attack the soft spots where those safeties are back, just over the linebackers before the safeties. It's definitely harder to play that kind of football because you have a lot more opportunity for error because you're fitting the ball into relatively tight windows, or you're dropping it down underneath for little short drop-offs. And so, we struggled in that first half. But the second half, I think they told Will Howard, this is my opinion, I don't know. I think they told Will Howard, we're better than them. Just be patient. Don't force things. Don't make mistakes. Take what they give you. We might not get the explosive play this half, but we can move the football against this defense if we don't beat ourselves. And so, obviously, Howard did have the interception, but he's good for one of those every game almost, okay? I mean, that's just what he does. Will Howard is, if a turnover, an interception, an unbelievable, way not to score a touchdown back earlier in the season that, a touchdown got taken off the board against Penn State. It's always one big thing with him, but he always makes up, and plays, at a high level. I mean, the guy's a good quarterback. If he didn't do these boneheaded things, he'd be a great quarterback. But he does, and I don't know if he'll ever outgrow him at this point. But he's a very good quarterback. Doesn't have an amazing arm, but he's got good instinct. He seems to lead the receivers pretty well, and he's pretty accurate. In a lot of the intermediate and short passing game. And when he's got receivers like he's got that can break open by 4, 5, 6, 7 yards, he can throw the deep ball. He's proved that against Tennessee and against Oregon. And I look for that again against Notre Dame with the type of defense that they tend to like to play at times, especially on the outsides. But anyhow, what a game. I mean, what a game. They come out the second half and they take, for the most part, other than the interception, they take what they give them. They begin to run the ball a little bit because they're passing. It's a lot easier to run the ball on second and 4 or second and 3. They started attacking on first down again. And they have to attack on first down. And Texas lulled them into, running the ball on first down. 1 yard gain. No yard gain, 1 yard loss. It just doesn't work. We can't do it, so we cannot continue to hit our head up against that brick any longer, even though the too high defense tells us we should be able to do this. We can't. So let's stop trying, and let's don't do that against Notre Dame. Thankfully, they abandoned that and begin to pass the ball on first down and attack early, and it changed things. It opened up the offense. Did things click for Ohio State great today? No, they didn't. This was a Michigan game, but this team has grown so much, and the coaching staff has learned enough that instead of losing a disgusting game, they actually beat a top 5 team and didn't really play that good. They played okay, kind of good, and Texas played well. If you would have told me before the game that Texas would play a good game, good to very good game, and Ohio State would play a okay game, I would tell you, dang, we're probably going to lose by 3 or 4 points. But we won by 2 touchdowns. So that's how good this team is. And that's what, we should expect them to put the pedal to the metal next week. Is there anything besides playing Michigan in the national championship that could get the Buckeye football team more motivated than to go and stuff the Fighting Irish nose in the dirt and run all over them and embarrass them. I'm not talking about beat them in a 3-point game. I'm talking about embarrass them for a national championship. The way that Irish team was humbled and embarrassed in 2005. The way that we embarrassed that Irish team when Urban Meyer was here after the disappointing 15 season. I'm talking about embarrassing this team. I think they're capable of that. 2, 3, 4 touchdown win. I think they're capable of that. Now, on the flip side of that, this Notre Dame team is not to be underestimated. They are tough and they are scrappy, and they are not going to back down. And you're going to absolutely – I watched them play live, and you are going to have to 100% bring it every single play. And so I hope they're seeing that on film. You cannot go out there and let down against this Notre Dame team because they are going to bring it every single play. That's what they did against Georgia. But that being said, if that mentality, that mindset is there, that we are not going to lose. We are not going to we are superior to this team. And from the first snap to the last snap, they're getting 110% of everything that we have. And we know in our minds, and we know deep in our hearts, that at the end of the day, we will break them because we're better than them. And so if they have that mentality, then I think they're going to go out and they're going to win the football game. But this Notre Dame team is not to be underestimated. They've got a scrappy quarterback. Rage is here. Let me let him in. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Rage.
Yeah! That's it! That's my fucking point! Yeah! 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 I feel like I'm the fucking beast! Transforming! Yeah!
Okay, so
Michael, I have no idea what you've been talking about, man. Just fucking go, man. Just fucking go.
Okay, so we were talking. we were talking about the mindset and mentality that.
I think everyone needs to understand that me and Michael have both had a lot to drink tonight.
No, I haven't had much. I really haven't. But
and this is like, we're not prepared for this shit, man. We're just fucking happy.
Okay,
this is. I don't know what to say.
Okay, here we go, Jay. This is where we were rolling. Let's get it back on the track. This is where we were rolling. We were talking about the mindset that this football team needs to have going into this Notre Dame team, going in against this Notre Dame.
I will say this, Michael.
Yep.
Can we enjoy this for just a few hours?
Okay.
Okay. Can we enjoy just again? I understand there's. I want to make it clear. There is one game left, and that game, man, my camera's all fucked up, man. This game next is against the ultimate evil in the universe.
Hmm?
The next game is against the ultimate evil in the universe.
Notre Dame.
Yes. The ultimate, the Antichrist. Again, we've talked about them. Honestly, last year, we did a preview on them when we talked about how much we hate them. Mm-hmm. And again, there is a time and a place to talk about them. And honestly, this is an impromptu podcast. We're not ready for this. We just wanted an immediate reaction. We wanted to, we asked everyone, do you want an immediate reaction? They all said yes. I'm like, okay, I'm not saying it's going to be good quality. It's not, but that's okay. I don't give a fuck. We're here to just enjoy ourselves. This is a celebration.
Jay,
Yes, Michael, go ahead.
If I would have told you earlier today that Texas would play a good game, a good to very good game, and the Buckeyes would play a mediocre game, what would you think the outcome would be?
Michael, I feel like that's a trick question.
No, I mean, I'm just asking you, like, personally, what is your view?
I mean, obviously, I would take it. I'm not sure, dude. Again, we're gonna do like a full-on analysis game on Sunday night. I just want to let everyone know, Sunday night we're doing a full-on breakdown of this game. I haven't watched the film. I watched this game mostly, the second half, especially in an intoxicated state. Michael was Mr. Homer. I don't know what else to say. Mr. Optimistic. Well, he was there.
Jay, all night, all day. I just told you that we were going to win the game. And so you were being very negative when you were.
I will say this, dude. I was on the verge of like mental breakdown today. I called you on the phone. I think we spoke on the phone for like 45 minutes. Did we not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I shared to start is that, that you called me this morning and said to talk you off the ledge. And so, I gave you all the reasons why I thought we were going to win. And you seemed to accept some of them. But you had given up on the game in the second quarter, I believe.
No.
Third quarter?
Yeah, I would say the third quarter because Texas was starting to. I don't know. I mean, if there was a game like honestly, this was Michigan 2.0 with Texas a little better at the skill positions than Michigan, and Ohio State won a game against a team that was better on the lines, which is unbelievable. I thought Texas was better on both. I just couldn't believe it, man. I mean, Texas played, in my opinion, they probably played their best game of the season. But at the same time, like I didn't anticipate Texas being. I didn't think we would have so much trouble with their skill position and their running game and their backs out of the backfield. Like that was very troublesome. But you know what, dude? We fucking won. I don't want to complain here.
Jay,
I just don't. Yeah,
that's what we were saying. And let's go ahead and wrap this up here because let's get a few of these comments before.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking at the comments, man. Dude, I'm honestly drinking water right now, trying to recover. Just letting you know. I haven't had any alcoholic drinks for the last hour and a half.
All right.
I'm okay.
You'll be fine. Shane Cup, all they had was running backs out of the backfield, but man, it killed us. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Holy shit. We have a bunch of people in here talking.
Sark did a great job matching up the running backs with the linebackers. They burned us.
Alex Styles played. I mean,
it wasn't really his fault.
Alex Styles didn't. I wouldn't say Alex Styles played his fucking worst game. He's just a fish. He is the fish in the defense, and Texas found him. They did.
Well, but here's the thing, Jay. It wasn't really his fault. I mean, when the offense is able to scheme a fast running back or a slot receiver or even an outside receiver against a linebacker, then the linebacker's not going to win that matchup very often. And so they were just able to do that. And Sark is a good play caller. And, that's why he's.
Yeah, Sark is I would say Sark is the best play caller in the country. I will say that. He is the best offensive play caller in the country.
Yeah, I mean, he has some great concepts. And so that was one of them. When Sonny Styles stayed back, it was one-on-one pretty much with the running back. He's not going to win that matchup. Then they caught Sonny Styles blitzing, sent him out that way again, and now he's wide open. And then they had the tight end as well, who was able to get loose up the seam there late in the game. So, I mean, it was some very creative play calling and a very good offense that the Ohio State defense, handled very well. I mean, they shut them down very well to hold that team to 14 points. I told you we were as good as Georgia. I told you our defense was as good as Georgia.
Georgia held them to less yards than we did both games. I'm just letting you know. I don't know that our defense is as good as Georgia. There was a lot of holes tonight that showed, but you know what? We won. I mean, that's the biggest thing is we won. I'm not trying to complain too much. I didn't like Ryan Day's play calling for a lot of the game, but at the same time, in Ryan Day's defense, but not really the defense. It's hard to call good offense when you're really having trouble on the lines. I did not think Texas's defensive line was all that, but I guess in the back of my mind, I should have known that Texas kind of rises to the occasion based on who they're playing. Like, if Texas plays like this against Arizona State, they're probably beating them by 3 touchdowns.
Well, Jay, and we were talking about how they lured us into the Michigan trap a lot in the first half. We were trying to run the ball on first down, against that too high safety look, and we're getting stuffed. We were losing yards in the run game. We just can't run under that. We can't run to open up the pass. And then they made an adjustment in the second half and just started taking what the defense gave them. They started passing on first down. It started opening things up for the offense. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't their best game by any means. It was about a B- to a C+ performance. And Texas gave a pretty darn good performance. That was close,
I think you're giving Ohio State a little too much benefit of the doubt, and I don't think you're giving Texas enough credit. I think a lot of that had to do with Texas. Ohio State didn't play as well because Texas basically ran the same defense Michigan did, and we only scored 13 points against Michigan. And that's because Michigan's defense is better than Texas's. I mean, Texas doesn't have as much talent on defense as Michigan. Now, their offense is better, but their defense is not.
Now, we never made the adjustment against Michigan. We never started taking the short stuff. We never started attacking the middle of the field. You're not going to get the deep stuff. They're going to take that away, but there are holes you can attack. You just have to be patient. And we didn't do that against Michigan, and they made the adjustment. Ryan Day learned. I give Ryan Day credit. They almost fell into that trap. I was really nervous they were going to fall into that trap in the first half, but they learned from it. They adjusted, and I give him and Chip all the credit for it. I've been his biggest critic, but when he does a great job like he did tonight, or at least a good job, I'll be the first one to say he did it. And so, but Jay, one of the biggest stories of the game, before we kind of hop off here, we're going to go a few more minutes, guys, and we're going to hop off. The way Quinn Ewers walked off was the cherry on top. Absolutely slipping.
I need to watch that again, man. I feel like I was trying to tune into so many things. Can somebody explain how he walked off? I know Jack Sawyer said something to him. I don't know what it was.
But what a storyline. What a storyline. They played up the Quinn Ewers like he's got this vendetta with Ohio State. And he comes back, and it ends with his friend. They're still friends to this day, and former roommate Jack Sawyer mauling him, taking the ball from him, and then running it all the way down for a touchdown. And what's even more significant about that, Jay, is Jack Sawyer was the number one guy. He was the first guy in this 2021 recruiting class that up to this point has accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
And, he is the one that got JT Tuimoloau and Emeka. He's the one that began to kind of get the wagon of the 5 stars coming. And he was out there recruiting. He is the Buckeye of all Buckeyes. But they never won anything. And, how fitting for him that he could have had a moment like that against Michigan, but it got kind of taken away because we missed the field goals and couldn't do anything on offense. But he gets that moment on an even bigger stage. And even beyond that, Jay, we just vanquished the entire SEC. Bye. You're gone.
We went 2-0. Dude, I'm trying to speak. We went 2-0 against the SEC in this fucking playoffs. And I feel like it. I'm not trying to relinquish past sins, but I feel like beating Tennessee the way they did and then beating arguably the best SEC team at the end of the year. It almost like takes the SEC monkey off Ohio State's back. And it's just unbelievable, man. There's, again, like, man, Michael, I know that people hate us. They hate our show. But if it weren't for this show, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't understand that this team was capable of so much more. Yeah. And Ohio State just wasn't doing it until after the Michigan game. Now, there are a lot of problems, like the offensive play calling in this game against Texas. But at the same time, we both knew what this team was capable of, man. And Ohio State finally came out, and in the last 3 games have really, done what they've needed to do. And, there's 1 game left. And I, just watching Notre Dame last night, Penn State was their normal Penn State self. They had a lot of opportunities to win that game, but they couldn't throw the forward pass. I mean, I'm not saying Ohio State's going to win, but there's no way Notre Dame's as good as Texas, in my opinion. They're definitely not as athletic or talented. I don't think that's going out on a limb, but this Ohio State team was always capable of more, and to see them fail in the biggest of moments was just always so sad and so concerning. It's like this, with the recruiting that they do at certain positions, it should just never be a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jay, I mean, what a night, man. Beat the SEC. Jack Sawyer has his moment. Everything, it wasn't the best game, but it was a 2-touchdown win, and just unbelievable. And the chat is going right now. So I'm going to read.
I just want to say, I want to say the one thing I regret about this game most of all is that Quinn Ewers didn't have like his Achilles torn or like his ankle broken or something. I wish we would have just ended his career. I know. I am not mixing my words. Fuck him.
It was
Quinn Ewers. He's a little bitch.
It was the best
little bitch. Fuck him.
It was the best outcome. He's fine, and it was embarrassing for him.
No, I wish we would have fucking damn near killed. I don't want him to die, but I want his football days to be over, because he absolutely used and abused Ohio State. Fuck that little bitch. Fuck him.
Don't worry. His football days are probably going to be over, sooner or later. Anyway.
I hate Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is everything wrong with college football. He is he is at the front of that shit. Fuck him.
Let's get to a few of these comments and get out of here. SW Line 26, Sawyer is a game wrecker. What a huge play for the fumble return for a TD. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Michigan is still your daddy, though, Dr. Detroit. Well, yeah, hopefully.
They are our daddy, but you know what? If we can win the national championship, you can be our daddy and we'll take our title.
Hopefully after next week, you'll be able to say you beat the national champions. Project Hang'em, Salty, I agree. He's a mediocre coach, but I don't know how you fire him at this point. Are we talking about Day still being a mediocre coach? Okay. I dislike Ryan Day, but got to give him credit for coaching for his life in a hard playoff path. Slip and Skippy. Slip and Skippy's giving him credit. I'm giving him credit. Who would have thought? Ryan Day has earned our respect. He's got one more game to climb that mountain, but let's just enjoy it tonight. Amazing game, amazing win. So many things. I was already kind of looking forward to Notre Dame. However, you're right, Jay. Let's just enjoy this one tonight.
Yeah, we have to enjoy. I swear to God, Michael, I was literally damn near crying after Jack Sawyer stripped that. I mean, I swear to God, I kid you not. I thought there in the third quarter there was no way Ohio State was going to win. It just didn't feel right. Ryan Day wasn't calling a good game. We weren't able to protect Howard, and they were able to run the ball a little better than us. I didn't like what was going on, man. I didn't like the feel of the game. I really didn't.
Well,
we won.
I was getting your text messages. I know you didn't like the feel of it, but I always felt all along that they were going to pull it out, and they did. So a couple of more, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's see. What do we got?
I have a fucking headache, man. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm still going to watch Big Ten Network, and I'm going to watch those SEC Network inbreds Those fucking bitches.
So,
Again, like the entire Southeast is full of inbreds, except for my household. We're not a bunch of inbreds here, I promise.
Jim Vanzoist, Rage is 1 game away from inviting Coach Day for dinner. Salty Balls, dude, I just got.
I'll pay for fucking Ryan Day's dinner. I promise you, I'll pay for his dinner if he wins against Notre Dame. I will tell it. Somebody organize it. I'll do it. I will. I'll pay for his whatever steakhouse in Columbus.
Salty Balls, dude, I just got censored. Well, I don't know, not by us. We didn't do it. So if you did,
what? This fucking podcast is all about anti-censorship. What the fuck?
Dr. Detroit, Ewers got karma. Yep. Seems that way. Salty Balls, Sawyer deserved that ending. Dude fought the freaks up north on the field. Yes, he sure did. Shane Cup, I almost cried too. Yeah, a lot of emotion. I mean, I haven't been this excited or jacked up. I don't know ever, Jay. I really don't know ever. I don't think I was this jacked up in 2014, and I was sky high in 2014. I mean,
I was pretty sky high after being Alabama in the Final Four. But again, dude, that was literally 10 years ago, actually. Mm-hmm. A little, I mean, like, you know, we're later in the season than the history of college football. Ohio State is in the national championship game played on January 20th. It's so amazing, man, that Ohio State, we are in our rightful place of being at the front of the college football world and being spoken about, you know, for these next 9 days. And it's amazing, man. It's amazing. I understand Notre Dame's right there too. This is we're going to do a full breakdown of Texas. I have to watch the film again. Michael, we need to go live, I think, on Sunday night and do a breakdown of this game. Well, and then we'll move on to Notre Dame.
We will. And here's the thing, Jay. Let's close it out with this. Sometime back, I floated to you the idea back about the Indiana game. In fact, it was after the Indiana game. That in 2014, there was a lot of parallels. That was the first year of a new playoff system. We're in the first year of a new playoff system. We played Indiana the next to the last game in 2014. We played Indiana next to last game in 2024. And then, we go on to win that first 4-team playoff. And I said, maybe it's hit. Also in the Indiana game, that's the last time we had returned a punt for a touchdown. And, of course, Caleb Downs returned a punt for a touchdown. I said, I think history could be repeating itself, Jay. Maybe we're going to do it. Maybe this team's going to do it. And the only element that was missing was that the 2014 team went into the playoffs with nobody giving them a chance. Nobody saw the Michigan game coming the next week, where Michigan makes us look silly and we lose a game that we absolutely should not lose. And then nobody's really given us a chance. Everybody had written Ohio State's obituary, including you and I. They took that, they ran with it, they used it as fuel to unlock, what this team could do. And of course, the coaches, they get their credit in that because they certainly made some adjustments. But I think we are headed towards that, Jay. I think we're headed towards a repeat of history. Ohio State is going to be crowned as the first national champion of the 12-team playoff era. And we'll talk about that.
Michael, dude, you have me like so fucking hard right now. I think I need to go jack off or something. Like, what the fuck, man? Right. Like, so don't talk dirty to me like that, man. Dude, just back off. And we need to do like the softcore porn instead of like hardcore porn. Let's just back off a little bit, okay? Back off.
Salty Balls, Penn State pissed me off so much by letting Notre Dame get the best of them like that. Man, fire Franklin. Yeah, I mean, certainly Penn State should have won that game. They had every opportunity to win that game, but they didn't, and we're playing Notre Dame. Let's go beat them next week. Thank you, everybody, for watching this immediate post-game reaction, just kind of giving you our free-flowing thoughts.
Fuck Texas, man. I just want to say fuck Texas. There's nothing good in that fucking state, man. Fuck them.
We'll be back. We'll be back with a full breakdown of Texas. And then we'll, of course, do a preview of the national championship game in the near
Sunday
future.
night, 9:30. Sunday night, 9:30. We'll actually sit and watch this game on replay in slow motion and fucking analyze how Ohio State won.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Hey, Rage, OH.
I fucking fuck Texas, and most of all, fuck Notre Dame. We're coming for those faggots, those evil Antichrist bastards.
We're out. See you guys.